Hello and welcome to Being Extraordinary. My name is Sarah Kent and I help women to connect to and to create their dreams. Now, nearly every one of us has a dream or something that we want to achieve to create in or with our lives. Whether it's simply to live a quiet life, or maybe it's to run a marathon, set up a charity, or write a book. But how do we stay on track when there are so many distractions in life today? Now, some of you will already know that before I moved on board my narrowboat home, I used to practice archery. And in this video, I'm going to share some of the surprising things that archery taught me about achieving dreams. Now, if you're a woman and you find this video helpful, you will find a lot of support in my Facebook group, Being Extraordinaries, for women who are creating their dreams. It's an amazing community. If you'd like to join, you will see the link in the video description, and I'd love to see you there. But coming back to archery, okay, the fundamental thing with archery is to know what you're aiming for. If you want your arrow to find its mark, you've got to know, if you had to see what it is that you're aiming for. It's pretty similar with creating your dreams. You need to be certain and clear on the dream that you're creating. You might not know all of it. It may well just be little pieces of the dream, but be as clear on those bits as you can and keep them exclusively in your focus when you're working towards them, in the same way that an archer sees where his arrow, her arrow, my arrow is going to land, and you keep that spot in your focus. The second thing is knowing where you stand. So as an archer, it's really important I had a really firm stance, a good foundation, so that I could hold myself steady as I took aim, drew the bow, and released the arrow to fly to its mark. So it's really important to have this firm foundation. And when you're creating your dream, this ties into really the basics of understanding who you are now. What skills do you have now? What resources do you have now? What do you have in this moment that gives you a strong foundation to start moving towards your dream? And actually knowing that foundation, the nature of that foundation, also helps to inform you about what new skills you might need to learn in order to create your dream as well. Now, I learned that even having a really clear sight of my target and having this really firm foundation, it didn't matter how good my technique was. If there was something between me and my target, that would really affect the flight of the arrow, and my arrow might not actually hit its mark. Even something like the wind can easily blow an arrow off course. So when you're creating your dream and you've connected to your dream and you've got your firm foundation, ask yourself, is there anything that's between you and your dream? Is there anything which could blow you off course as you're journeying towards your dream? And then ask yourself, how can you compensate for that? Because there will be a way that you can compensate for it. Just as in archery, if I know the wind is coming into one side, I can aim off a little bit, and that corrects for the wind trying to blow my arrow off course. Okay, the next thing is that learn as much as you can from others who are doing the same thing and discover what works for you. So I taught myself Asiatic archery. It's thumb release archery. It's not the type of thing you see Robin Hood doing. It's a bit different. But I taught myself this technique from watching dozens of YouTube videos. And if you're watching this, it's probably true that you learn quite well from watching videos too. But of course, you can also learn when you're part of a group who are all working towards creating a dream. There's that group energy that can support you too. Um, or you could get a coach, someone who can help you to discover what is working best for you. But whatever you do, learn as much as you can from others. Put it into practice, test it, see how you can refine it, make it work for you so you can really make it your own. So learn from others and discover what works for you. The next thing, it's really, really vital to stay aligned with whatever you're aiming for in archery. And that's all of your body and your eyes, your focus, you stay aligned. So once I've seen my mark, I've drawn the bow, I keep my eye on that mark. I don't let my vision drift off to one side and go, oh, that's interesting. Because I don't know, well, I'm actually pretty certain my arrow is not going to hit its mark if I release it when my eye's not on the target. So how does that relate to creating our dream? Well, our intentions, using intentions is a really great way to stay aligned with your dream on a day-to-day basis. You could even set an intention for the whole journey towards your dream or intentions week by week. I like doing them day by day. And it just helps me check in with almost every action I'm doing. Am I lined up with my dream? Is my eye still on the mark, or am I going to go wildly off course like that arrow might do if I'm not watching where I want it to land? Another way you can do this is to actually map your progress towards your dream, just to see if you're getting off track. I said I practiced archery. Yeah, there's that word there. Practice, practice, practice. The great thing with archery is that with each arrow, it's a new arrow. You're literally starting afresh with every arrow you launch towards your target. The same can apply each day, actually even every hour when you're working towards your dream. So every day you can start afresh. Make it a practice. Learn from your mistakes as you're journeying towards your dream. And if you trip over, pick yourself up and remember it's a practice. Life is a practice, and start again. And lastly, it's find a way to measure and celebrate your progress. I made videos of my archery practice, and looking back at them makes it really easy for me to see how I was making improvements, as well as seeing where there was more work I could do, more refinements in my practice. But there came a point where I felt joy. I could actually see, yes, I'm getting this now. I'm becoming an Asiatic archer. I'm good at what I'm doing. I became the archer I wanted to be, and that was something which I celebrated with by eventually I got a beautiful new bow. So how can you measure your progress towards your dream? And how will you celebrate passing some of the milestones on your journey? So those are a few simple principles which I took from archery, which helped me as well on my progress towards my dreams. See if you can use them too and see what help they give you in making progress towards whatever it is you're working on. And I'd love to hear how they do help you. And as I mentioned at the beginning, if you are a woman who does have a dream and you'd like to be in a community of other extraordinary women who are also creating their dreams, I invite you to join my Facebook group, Being Extraordinary. The link is in the description beneath this video. Just request to join and I'll welcome you personally in. And there's a free bonus at the moment, a little mini audio class that's there for you to download once you're inside the group. I would love to see you over there. I'm Sarah Kent, and until next time, be extraordinary.